Good evening, and tonight on Midweek Sports Special we feature both FA Cup six-round replays. First, it's Ipswich against Nottingham Forest, the thriller that finished in a 3-3 draw last Saturday. Tonight it was another highly competitive match.
Mariner with Gray out there. No foul, Mariner's got it. In for Gates, it's coming for Tyson. Now walk and deflected away for a corner.
And from Molineux, Wolves against Middlesbrough.
That's Richards. Ashcroft at his back. Way back for Parkin. Getting a turn, looking for the cross in. High hanger and Gray goes up.
And racing, Prince Charles, just what has he let himself in for when he rides in the Grand Military Gold Cup at Sandown on Friday? I've been down there today with Brough Scott to find out. And in cricket, Roland Butcher could well have clinched a test place as England draw with Barbados. But first, it's Ipswich against Nottingham Forest, a match that last Saturday was described as the one that Wembley missed. In other words, it was good enough for the final itself. Well, tonight they've had a full-blooded replay at Portman Road, Ipswich, a match that was covered for us by the cameras of Anglia Television with our commentator tonight, Jerry Harrison.
Russell Osman starting his 49th game for Ipswich this season, and it could reach the 70s if the side maintain their challenge in 3 competitions. He's the only Ipswich player who hasn't missed a match. They've now gone 17 games without defeat, and they start with the same side which drew at Forest on Saturday, which means that Arnold Buren has recovered from a groin strain and Eric Gates from an ankle knock. He's often the most difficult man to control in home matches, playing a withdrawn role behind the front two. And since they developed this system, Ipswich haven't lost at home for 17 months. Well, Trevor Francis is looked upon as Forest's trump card. Very dangerous on Saturday. He was outstanding here in January, on the break particularly, when still short of match fitness. Forest's record here is very good. 1 defeat in the last 9 matches, and any side under Brian Clough is at its most dangerous when they appear to have missed their best chance, and they proved that in the European Cup. But the shoulder injury to Viv Anderson means Bryn Gunn moves across to fullback, with David Needham coming into the centre of defence. Injury has frustrated his season. Only 1 seriously competitive first-team game in 5 months, and that was here at Portman Road when they lost 2-0. Interesting bit of sportsmanship there. Both those mascots come from Ipswich. The little lad in red, Derek Henderson, who's 6, is in fact the son of the Ipswich Town PRO. The gates close 15 minutes before the kick-off, and that's happened just once before the season against Liverpool. The referee again is Clive Thomas on a pitch which, considering the amount of rain it's had in the last 36 hours, is drying out remarkably well. So it's Ipswich in the white shorts with Mills going on an early attack and Wallace giving him a quick return right from the start. And there's the first touch for Cooper. Gary Mills, who did so well in the first game at right back and right-hand side of midfield. Mariner to Muren. The call. Muren again. Brazil goes down the left. Brazil keeps chasing, offside. Brazil's got a very good record against Nottingham Forest. He had a very good game in the first match on Saturday. Made his debut against Forest, scored his first goal against Forest. And Shilton, who's been seen to good effect on this ground quite a few times. Gray going forward for the return. Looking for Francis, finds him well. It's Frank Gray on a marvellous run. Mills can't get at him, and Wallace is in there. It's been given offside. Wallace looked as if he'd ended this depressing run of only 1 goal in 19 games after a marvellous run by Gray on the left. Nice touch there by Francis. Gray's away, Mills can't get at him. It's driven across, but as it is, it's Wallace who's offside, and it doesn't count. Robertson. Walsh turning well and getting away from that one, but the challenge was late, and it's a free kick. Well, Forest have started very well. Needham has come up, Burns staying halfway, the rain coming down as Mills and the referee have a little discussion, and in fact it's more than that, it's a booking for Mills. He's booked McMills after that tackle and then after some words. Needham is up on the far post, Francis and Wallace inside the area. Well played by Tyson. Loses it. And a fine bit of play here. Gray going again. And there's Wallace once more. And this time put out by Ipswich, covering desperately Terry Butcher. Luckily he's about a foot taller than Wallace. Another fine bit of play by Gray. Gets the rebound, puts it over again, and as Wallace comes in, his Butcher tucks it away. Here's the corner. And thumped away again. Well, Ipswich are in real trouble here, and Nottingham Forest starting full of tremendous confidence. Needham on the near post, Wallace just behind him, Francis on the line. There goes Needham. Tucked in by Walsh almost. But deflected again. Another corner. Nottingham Forest seems to be in control here. Burns and Needham on the near post. Francis and Walsh just behind him. It's flicked on, a difficult one, and thumped away. Helped on by Gates, but coming to Gunners. Ipswich come to the edge of the area and mark up. Walsh. And Mills. And a good cross. Cooper's got there, only just though, and Mills thumps it against McCall on the way. And Ipswich are really rocking. Mills beaten here. A good cross. Cooper didn't get it. It's only touched away to Mills, and luckily McCall gets to him first. And Mills almost gets that one. But it's Warp thumping it out. Pulling everyone back, and they're needed. Francis and Needham in that goal area. Short one. Plenty of time for Mills. Good cross. Oh, and just over. Needham so close to his first for the season there. Mariner with Gray out there. No foul, Mariner's got it. In for Gates, it's coming for Tyson. Now Walk, and deflected away for a corner. Well, Walk with Ipswich Town's first shot of this game, incredibly, after just about 15 minutes. It's knocked square by Tyson. He hits it, it's deflected, it had beaten the goalkeeper, but it beats the post as well. And now we've got Walk looking for a position outside the area. Shilton's there. Falling surprisingly backward there, not quite sure why. A couple of big fellas in front of him, but they weren't immediately ahead of him. Up goes Walk. And Mariner there. Tyson with Mills just behind him. Mills overlapping on the right. Tyson again. Walsh tries to get to him. Tyson going forward still, in for Gates, and a foul. Well, they're marking him tight. He's particularly dangerous on the edge of the area, and he gets half a chance to turn. But he didn't get a chance there. Well, Osman's a possible danger on the left of these two, but there's a lot of players queuing up on the far post as well. Muir and Mills on the ball. Here's Russell Osman. Well, Osman likes to drive these, and he hits the ball really cleanly. But the angle wasn't quite right, and Shilton wasn't tested, I don't think. Room here for Burns. As Tyson goes to him and diverts him that way, over Butcher's head almost. McCall to Muren. He's under pressure immediately from Mills, and Francis should have won it, but McCall gets it back. And bad foul by Gunn, and the second booking. Well, it's very early in the game for Bobby Robson, the Ipswich manager, on the right-hand side there, to have gone down to the bench. Only half an hour gone, but clearly disturbed by the problems that Forest are posing Ipswich. Walk, a hard one for him, but he does well. It's still Forest picking up these 50-50 balls. Good play by Tyson. Tyson again. Gates out here to Muir, and McCall overlapping. Mills getting really close to him. Well, he's forcing a few tricks from him, but he still can't keep the ball. Francis back to Gunn. Francis again. Walsh has gone down the middle. Cooper's come out. He had to as well. And Francis tries for the long one. He's offside. Wallace here, I'm afraid. Well, that was an interesting decision, because a lot of people will say, of course, that the goalkeeper was so far out that with Mills covering at the back there, that Wallace would have been onside. But of course, it's not who the player is, but how many. And although Cooper's right out there, there's only one player between Wallace and the goal, and it's not enough, so offside. Here's Mariner coming off his man well, but there was a foul there. And the booking, I'm afraid, for Stuart Gray. And I think, in fact, that Mariner was trying to stop that happening. Osman with a free kick over the far side. Mariner in Brazil. Tyson on the left-hand side, but before they can take it, the whistle goes for half-time. Well, the first half in which Nottingham Forest really shattered Ipswich in more ways than one, with the way they got players forward and created chances. Wallace a bit unfortunate to have that very early goal knocked off for offside, but they created other chances. Ipswich very lucky really to stay level at this stage, particularly with Francis so sharp. So half-time here at Portman Road is Ipswich 0, Forest 0.
Everyone knows what makes KP Britain's #1 nut. They're fresh, full of protein, and totally irresistible. Unfortunately, they're also Britain's most nickable nut, which means there's always some nut trying to get hold of yours. So look after #1. KP, Britain's #1 nut.
I say we gotta stand up to them. I mean, all it takes is a few strong-willed citizens who are willing
Some
to stand
people
up for what
choose
they
a
believe
cigar to improve their image.
in. I mean, if I was running
Others choose a cigar for its smooth, mellow taste.
Send them back to Sicily, where they belong.
Cool, firm, mannequin. They separate the mellow from the boys.
I cancelled the Ritz and booked the pub. I'm in the bottle of Guinness Supporters Club. He's in the bottle of Guinness Supporters Club.
Woolwich flexible term shares accelerate your money to our top interest rates. Save £500 or more for only 6 months and you're away with 0.25% above our normal share rate. Leave it in longer and the interest accelerates even more. Into the first year and it's taking off at 0.5% above. By the time you're into the third, it's accelerated to 1% above. And when you reach the fifth, it's flat out at 2% above our normal share rate. Commit your money to 5 years from the start and go straight in at the flat-out rate. Or make the most of the flexibility and build up through the years. Ask for flexible term shares. Another good reason to say, we're with the Woolwich.
Imagine a perfect white. Imagine a white that covers beautifully. Why imagine? ICI have created a white with molecules that lock together to bring you a perfect finish. the light up your life white of Dulux. Silk white, matte.
Welcome back to Portman Road for the start of the second half of this sixth-round replay. It's still 0-0. Ipswich have the best defensive record in the First Division. They haven't conceded a goal here in 3 FA Cup ties at Portman Road this season, but at the moment, a bit fortunate to keep that score sheet blank. Forest passing has been better, they've worked better as a unit, and they look to have more ideas. But I suppose Ipswich could argue that if they played reasonably badly and got away with it, they must still have a chance. Wallace and McCall coming back for Butcher. Mills dropping off on the right-hand side, giving him room. Brazil coming across over his head for Mariner. Somebody's got to get up to support, though. Gates can't get there. Here's Walk. Gray and Brazil. More pressure now. And closely put into his own net by Burns. Brazil put a tantalising ball in. Burns stretched the full out. He got it away in the end, but that could have skewed off for a goal. But it comes to Paul Mariner beating the referee, but he can't get away from him. And Forrest pick it up, but only for a minute. And then get it back. There was a challenge coming here from Russell Osman there, and that's a booking for Osman. Foul on Walsh. Well, it looked as if he was going to put a name into a book. But I think it transpires that he's got away with that, Russell Osman. Here goes Frank Gray forward. Walsh has gone wide on the left. Here's Francis. Finding Mills well. Gunn has gone over to help him, so's Stuart Gray. Mills, a good run. Wallace, can he turn here? Setting up for Gunn. And Gates, with the help of McCall, getting it away. But they can't keep possession. Well, that's a good ball forward to Francis. Made himself a little bit of room. From well outside the area, a lot of players in front of him. It didn't seem too much danger as he turned away from a couple of defenders and rifled one in, but too high. Mariner to Butcher. Mills wide on the right. Mariner again. Mariner trying to get himself into the area and getting it, in fact, to Arnold Mura. Brazil not able to get that as Burns thumps it away, but only to Butcher. Mills here with room, and Ipswich having their best spell at the moment. And Robertson brings down Mills. Meanwhile, Brian Clough has leapt to his feet, giving a few instructions to the players on the field. Referee got the word from the linesman. Play held up. Now we go on with Mills taking the kick. Osman trying to get up for that one. And Gates trying to get that. Walk! Difficult one on the volley, having to swing at it very quickly. Come forward by Mick Mills. Players competing for it, but it's Ipswich winning most of them. When it comes to Walk, and well wide, and he had to snap at it, really. Butcher leaping with Gary Mills. Wallace wins that. Mills can't get away from McCall, but Gunn has possession. Francis has gone wide. Gates runs it back. Mariner. Burns trying to get at him. Much more confidence in this Ipswich build-up now. Tyson finding Mills well. Trying to chip forward for Alan Brazil. Gray competing with it. Mills is still available here. Tyson with even more room here. They can make this count. Dangerous one for Mariner here. And here's Muren. Peter Shilton consummately beaten. A cracking goal. And I believe it was with his right foot. Some good play here by Ipswich. They're knocking it around well. They've pulled Forrest all over the place. A great cross, nicely headed down by Mariner to Muren. The right foot, which he doesn't use very often, and it's in. So Alan Muren, the Dutchman who has such powerful dreams about playing at Wembley, perhaps one step nearer. In the meantime, a substitution for Ipswich. Kevin O'Callaghan is on. And so too is Raimondo Ponte for Nottingham Forest. There he goes. Francis, I'm sorry to say, has come off for Nottingham Forest. And played it well through the legs of the Ipswich number 8 Arnold Muren, and there's a free kick being given here. With a quarter of an hour of the game left. And Callaghan still on that left touchline. But Ponte's dropped back well to cover that move after he got by twice. And it's Ponte again. Stopped by McCall and O'Callaghan. Up goes Mariner, it's too deep for him. Optimistic cries from the Ipswich supporters that he was blocked by Gray. But he never had a hope of getting it. Oh, and Tyson's won this one well, and Gates might make them pay for it. Well, Nottingham Forest in ruins there. They've shown a lot of confidence at the back and in midfield, but since that goal it's evaporated a bit, and Tyson winning it from Burns. Gates trying to beat Shilton, who narrowed the angle well and fails. Walk to Mills, and Mariner out here on the right. There's only Gray here. If he can get by him, there might be a half an opening. But a lot of Forest players coming back. Nice play by Muren, and a beautiful return from Tyson. Can he pull it back? Over Gates' head. Walker's there. Here's O'Callaghan, down to the line. Nobody there. And in comes Tyson. Oh, that would have been a killer, a double Dutch. And nobody seemed to want it. Forrest couldn't get it clear, and it's Tyson to come in hard and slightly off balance. Certainly Forrest with a better side in the first half, and then not giving up by any means here as Ponte gets the ball. Good play by McCall. He's been beaten once, and once only, in that sort of situation. And now it's all over. Ipswich have done it by a score of